Applying organization development models to HR strategy in a merger between a bakery production warehouse and a cheese production warehouse. Introduction. When two food production warehouse operations, such as a bakery manufacturing facility and a cheese processing and cold storage operation, combine through a merger, the integration challenge extends beyond workflows and logistics. The people system is also disrupted. From an organization development standpoint, mergers function as complex change events that must be managed through structured, participative change methods rather than relying only on organizational restructuring or reporting line adjustments. Anderson, 2020, Berg, 2018. Research shows that merger outcomes are strongly influenced by employee perceptions, leadership trust, and cultural compatibility. For that reason, human resources strategy should be positioned as a central integration driver instead of merely an administrative support area. Karakangas and Banos, 2018, Stahl and Voigt, 2008. Methodology. This project adopts a qualitative, practice-oriented research approach grounded in the Organization Development Action Research Framework to evaluate post-merger integration conditions and develop strategic HR interventions. Hypothesis statements. Applying an Organization Development Action Research approach within a newly merged food production warehouse is expected to strengthen employee alignment, clarify job responsibilities, and raise engagement levels throughout the integration period. Targeted HR strategies, including frontline supervisor development, consistent performance evaluation methods, and deliberate culture bridging initiatives, are anticipated to lower change resistance and decrease post-merger turnover exposure. Using structured OD-guided communication channels and participative involvement mechanisms should enhance workforce readiness for change and build greater confidence and leadership among integrated warehouse teams. View relating to my project. Mergers and acquisitions should be viewed as broad organizational transitions that reshape workforce dynamics and culture, not just reporting structures or financial arrangements. Evidence indicates that successful integration is driven more by transparent leadership communication, employee participation, perceived fairness, and cultural fit than by tactical execution alone. Organization development approaches, particularly action research frameworks, help guide integration through iterative stages of assessment, dialogue, joint problem solving, and refinement. Employees are more open to change when they understand its rationale and have opportunities to contribute. Effective HR strategy supports integration by aligning leadership development, performance practices, and cultural norms, while frontline supervisors strongly influence employee buy-in and retention outcomes. HR strategy areas and OD-driven actions. Strengthening readiness for change and workplace safety climate. OD research indicates that employees adopt change more quickly when they understand its purpose and have opportunities to interpret what it means for their roles. Rafferty et al., 2013, Ricola, 2016. In a merged warehouse environment, HR can support readiness by creating short, recurring shift conversations focused on questions and concerns, along with regular written updates that clearly separate confirmed changes from unchanged policies. For instance, in temperature-controlled dairy storage units, employees may worry about shift rotations and job continuity. HR and operations leaders can address this through briefings, visual guides, and posted can-day sheets. Expected outcomes include lower rumor-driven exits and stronger engagement within the first few months after integration. Aligning culture through reinforced daily practices. Culture integration is more effective when embedded in daily behaviors and reinforcement systems rather than in slogans or posters. Cameron and Flynn, 2011, Schneider et al., 2013. HR can define a short list of shared operating expectations, such as safety-first stoppage authority, standardized work adherence, cross-shift respect, and rapid issue escalation, and connect them directly to onboarding, coaching, and evaluation conversations. In practice, basic teams that prioritize output speed and cheese operations that prioritize strict compliance can be aligned by recognizing balanced results, safe, high quality, and efficient production. This alignment is expected to lower safety deviations and product quality exceptions. Creating a unified and fair performance system. Differences in legacy evaluation methods often create perceptions of inequity after mergers. OD and performance management research shows that inconsistent criteria increase conflict and distress. McLeany's, 2023, Denisi and Murphy, 2017. HR can introduce a single performance framework that combines job-specific results with shared behavioral standards, supported by quarterly documented check-ins instead of only annual reviews. For example, production leads across both facilities can be assessed using the same leadership behavior indicators, coaching quality, safety enforcement, and handoff reliability, even when their production metrics differ. Anticipated benefits include clearer expectations and fewer employee relations complaints linked to favoritism. Developing frontline supervisor change capability. Studies consistently show that employees experience organizational change primarily through their direct supervisors. Ulrich et al., 2011, Ulrich et al., 2012. HR can multiply integration success by investing in supervisor capability through short, intensive development programs covering coaching skills, conflict handling, documentation practices, and difficult conversations. Providing conversation guides and scenario scripts helps supervisors address in-team tension constructively. Likely outcomes include fewer grievances, smoother cross-team coordination, and improved early retention. Standardizing training and compliance infrastructure. OD theory emphasizes that stable change requires system alignment, not isolated initiatives. Anderson, 2020, Berg, 2018. HR can merge onboarding pathways, qualification standards, and safety training into a unified framework. Cross-training tracks can increase staffing flexibility across bakery and dairy operations. For example, equipment certification and cold chain handling credentials can be recorded in a shared skills credential system. Expected results include reduced downtime, improved staffing coverage, and fewer compliance incidents. Addressing resistance through participation structures. Change resistance often reflects lack of involvement or unclear communication rather than unwillingness alone. Buchanan, 2018, Lines et al., 2015. HR can designate shift-level integration representatives and create visible feedback channels where employee suggestions lead to visible adjustments. If employee champions pilot new handoff procedures and report operational issues, adoption rates typically improve and implementation errors decline. Expected 12-month impact indicators. Projected workforce effects include measurable reductions in turnover, faster time to full productivity for new hires, and higher engagement survey scores. Operational indicators should show declines in safety events and quality rework, along with moderate productivity gains after stabilization. Cultural indicators include stronger supervisor trust scores, fewer cross-unit conflicts, and more consistent performance documentation quality. These outcomes are achievable when HR systems and leadership practices are continuously aligned with OD change cycles and measured over time. Anderson, 2020, McLeany's, 2023, Kirikangas and Thanos, 2008. OD-based HR integration strategy chart. Merger, bakery production warehouse and cheese production warehouse. HR strategic focus. OD-driven change actions. Operational application in warehouses. Expected organizational effect. Integration leadership and governance. Apply a continuous OD learning cycle, assess, share insights, refine actions. Conduct scheduled workforce and culture reviews across both facilities. Responsive, evidence-guided integration management. Workforce readiness and engagement. Facilitate structured listening forums and short pulse assessments. Hold regular shift-level check-ins during the merger transition. Higher engagement and reduced resistance. Frontline supervisor development. Implement coaching-focused leadership development programs. Train supervisors in conflict management and coaching conversations. Fewer employee relations issues and stronger retention. Performance system alignment. Harmonize evaluation standards and behavioral expectations. Use consistent performance criteria across both work fairness and role clarity. Communication infrastructure. Establish two-way communication and participation channels. Weekly shift updates supported by visual information boards. Increased trust and acceptance of change. Training and skill integration. Develop shared certifications and cross-training pathways. Cross-qualify employees on bakery and cold chain equipment. Greater workforce flexibility. Estimated HR and operational results after implementing an OD-driven HR integration strategy. 12-month projection. Limitation of the studies. This project has constraints related to its qualitative, practice-focused OD approach, which centers on designing and planning interventions instead of conducting statistical or experimental analysis. The merger case is tailored to a food production warehouse setting, so the findings may not transfer broadly to other industries or organizational types. The diagnostic inputs referenced are conceptual rather than gathered through direct field data collection, and the success of the proposed actions relies significantly on the consistency and capability of leaders and frontline supervisors. Additionally, the expected outcomes are projected over a one-year period, which may not capture the full longer-term impact of cultural integration. What suggestions were made in each study? Previous studies highlight the value of using organization development-driven change models, conducting early organizational assessments, involving employees in the process, aligning culture intentionally, standardizing performance management practices, and strengthening supervisor skills. Building on these insights, the present project translates those principles into warehouse-focused HR actions, such as consolidated onboarding programs, frontline leader coaching, cross-functional training paths, structured shift-level communication routines, and unified performance measures designed to promote post-merger stability and stronger workforce coordination. Recommendations. OD-centered integration oversight. Use a continuous OD improvement loop. Assess conditions, share insights, refine actions. Schedule recurring employee alignment and climate check sessions. Establish joint HR operations decision and oversight structure. Expected outcome, responsive, evidence-based integration management. Frontline leadership development priority. Require structured development programs for supervisors focused on coaching and people leadership. Build stronger skills in dispute resolution and performance record keeping. Provide practical conversation guides for managing change discussions. Expected outcome, fewer workplace disputes and stronger employee retention. Fair and consistent performance framework. Apply common performance standards across all merged units. Hold documented quarterly performance conversations. Evaluate both conduct indicators and operational results. Expected outcome, greater perceived equity and stronger employee drive. Conclusion and implications for the 21st century workforce. This project shows that successful merger integration in operational settings depends not only on structural coordination but on a workforce-centered, organization-wide change approach rooted in organization development principles. Using an OD action research framework to guide HR strategy offers a practical structure for assessing workforce challenges, involving key stakeholders, and executing focused interventions that promote lasting integration. Both prior research and the strategies proposed here indicate that leadership conduct, communication clarity, cultural alignment, and consistent performance practices strongly influence post-merger outcomes. The implications for today's workforce are substantial. Contemporary employees' working conditions marked by ongoing change, cross-functional collaboration, rapid technological shifts, and increasing diversity. HR must therefore function as a strategic change partner rather than primarily an administrative unit, emphasizing readiness building, frontline leader development, and adaptable people systems. Practices such as supervisor coaching, participative communication, continuous feedback, and multi-skill development are now essential capabilities. In warehouse and production contexts, OD-guided HR strategy enhances adaptability, trust, and operational performance by embedding change capability into daily work.